And now I think we're seeing a pretty severe slowdown.
Billionaire investor Dan Tapiero, who has been following and investing in traditional markets for decades.
I'm an old guy in the space, and I spent 25 years managing a portfolio and trading in the old macro markets.
Gives a final warning for crypto investors on the latest CoinDesk podcast that the global macro economy is slowing faster than people realize.
The unemployment numbers last time around were weaker than expected.
And really listen to the reasoning.
Every bit of data for the past 2-3 months has more or less slowed down, except for maybe the housing data, which has just picked up a little bit in the US. In Europe has been weak. The Swedish central bank, in fact, just cut rates. The UK is cutting. And most concerningly, I guess, is China. China's economy has been very soft over the past year, and rates there are back down to 2%. So I start with this picture of where is the macro economy going.
So how does billionaire investor Dan Tapeiro see this affecting Bitcoin or ETH or even gold? Dan being a Bitcoin and gold holder.
I think we're slowing, not a recession or a panic necessarily. But and I think that's going to be, and it has been bullish for gold. Gold just made an all-time high, last week, and I think people in the new world, in the crypto digital world, the world that I'm in, they ignore some of these traditional market prices. But gold making an all-time high is a sign of liquidity coming, and also the dollar, I think, has begun its bear market. The euro yesterday hit 111. That was the highest level in some time, and I think it's going to continue. And so over the next 2, 3, 4 months, as I look out, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those to me are the core assets of the digital asset ecosystem broadly, as I call it. The other cryptocurrencies to me are more venture projects. I think Solana probably is the one cryptocurrency that's maybe moving towards becoming a core asset. But I look at that broad background of the traditional macro, and I think it's very supportive for core crypto.
And with the Federal Reserve about to cut interest rates and Bitcoin still near its all-time highs, consolidating near the top, what do you think happens once the interest rates are cut?
When the interest rate was zero, Bitcoin was around 65,000 at the peak in 21. Rates went to 5%. They're still there, and Bitcoin is now at the same price. When that short rate goes from 5 down to 2.5 or 3, Bitcoin should easily double just on that. Forget about all of the myriad wonderful developments going on chain and in this space, all the innovation. Forget about all of that. If you just look at that one measure, I think there's cause for being super bullish right here.
And again, I'll link the full conversation down below. There is one more chart Dan needs to show you.
I have this great chart, total active addresses across all blockchains, okay, in June hit 53 million. All right, 6 months ago, that number was 20 million. There aren't that many things that grow 150% like that in 6 months. These are really, I would show you, really, fantastic.
That chart it does really look up and to the right.
It's up and to the right. I look at mobile wallet users just reached an all-time high. Total on-chain transactions across all blockchains, 7.4 billion.
And there's actually this one metric that billionaires like Dan Tapeiro know of. The average investor does not realize completely free metrics like this that read the on-chain data, and this can help us, for lack of a better word, time the market, or at least give us perspective on the direction, the momentum of the market. This is all based on Bitcoin's realized price.
But what is the realized price? Well, it is looking at all BTC on the network and the cost basis for all investors. So how do we actually do that? We look at the price in USD terms of each Bitcoin when it was last moved from wallet to wallet. Then what we can do is average out every single Bitcoin transaction on the network to see the average accumulation price for each BTC.
So to explain that in simple terms, realized price is not when the last Bitcoin or the average price of Bitcoin was bought or sold on exchanges. That's the actual price that we all know of. Realized price assumes that the only reason you would move your Bitcoin is to sell it, is to transfer it to somebody else. So realized price is the average price of when all the Bitcoins last moved, were last transacted on chain. Some people say this is a more accurate representation of the actual value of the Bitcoin network.
But we can see now the realized price is currently sitting at around $31,500.
That's true. The realized price as of August 30th is about $31,000, roughly half of the actual price.
People on average have paid over $31,000 for their Bitcoin. And as we now sit above $60,000, they're probably at about a 2x on their positions. But we also get these amazing buy opportunities every time Bitcoin is beneath this realized price. If I just move myself over here, we can see every time Bitcoin dips beneath this, and the majority of Bitcoin investors, even those that have been involved in the markets for a decade plus, when they're at a loss on their positions, this really signifies investor capitulation and a really golden opportunity to buy pretty much the bottom of the bear cycle every single time.
So we can actually use the realized price to give us more specific metrics on when to buy, when to sell. Watch to the end. But really, if the actual price of Bitcoin today was below the realized price, that'd be an easy buy the dip, golden buy the dip opportunity. Last time we saw that was when around FTX was collapsing at the end of 2022. Bitcoin's actual price was about $15,000 and realized price was just $20,000. So again, many people that were watching these metrics loaded up. And for those of you that haven't, highly recommend you join the 1.8 million subscribers of Altcoin Daily. We have literally been keeping you updated on metrics like this on and off since 2018, 2019.
Let's look at more, because with Bitcoin, we don't just have TA, we have on-chain fundamentals. This channel will always go that little extra step for you. So let me update you on a few of these price fundamental metrics. We're going to look at realized Bitcoin price, we're going to look at volume weighted average price, and a few more. So hit the like button and let's start.
Again, subscribe if you're interested in staying up to date on crypto. But let's use realized price to go over MV/RV Z-score.
And we can see this is looking at pretty much just the multiple of profit every single investor is currently in. So if I just remove the Z-score here and look at the raw MV/RV data, we can see as this currently sits at about 2, well, pretty much bang on 2, it's in line with what we saw previously on the just realized price chart.
So exactly as stated, just looking at MV/RV, taking away Z-score, it's around 2. We know looking at realized price, the actual price is around 2 times greater.
Where the average accumulation price is pretty much exactly half of the current price. So everyone's pretty much doubled their money. So certainly not a bad time to be involved in Bitcoin. But if we go back to this Z-score here, this Z-score is just standardizing the data by removing the extremes, especially early on in Bitcoin's price history, especially due to the volatile price action and non-stop accumulation and distribution of coins. Maybe the data gets a little bit funky. So the MV/RV Z-score kind of standardizes this using a standard deviation volatility metric. And now we can see this data gives us these really clear and obvious buy and sell zones.
So looking at the Z-score, obviously the buy zones are in the green down here, and the take profit zones are in the red.
So the buy zones are, like we could see on the previous chart, pretty clearly indicated by when we're actually at a loss in terms of a majority of investors. When we're beneath the realized cap, we can see that this gives us these golden buy opportunities for BTC, when really we should be heavily scaling into our positions. However, once we see Bitcoin profit at 5, 6, 7, even 10 times the average accumulation price, which we've seen in previous cycles, this is definitely an area to potentially, well, definitely start strongly considering taking some profit on your positions.
So what this tells me is, while it's not the golden buy opportunity, it's certainly not the golden sell opportunity. Any time under this 2 in the past in a bull market was a good time to continue DCAing in. Last time we were at these levels on the way up, because yes, we came back to these levels on the way down, coming into the last bear market. But last time we were at these levels on the way up was actually in 2019. This was sort of the little pre-pump before the bull run of 2021. Again, very similar to what could be 2024, maybe a little pre-pump before the fireworks really start into 2025. But again, where the Z-score is today is like buying right here back in 2019, like right here back in 2017. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Also pay attention to diminishing returns on the gold and sell opportunity. Maybe this cycle we don't even touch. Maybe it just gets to 5 or 6. Right now we're still under 2. I will keep tabs on this. Click subscribe for 1 video per day. You do not want to miss these updates. If you're looking for a great place to buy, sell, or trade crypto, check out exchange partner Bybit. Get up to $30,000 worth of deposit bonuses with referral code Altcoin Daily, or also exchange partner Margex to long or short. I'm in a short position now, practicing. And use code Altcoin and claim up to $10,000 in bonuses. Link down below. See you tomorrow.